Hi, my name is King Llanza. I write poems sometimes. I am also a graduate student and currently finishing my degree in environmental science and ecosystem management. I'm going to read a poem of mine from the new UP Press title called Busilak, New LGBTQ Poetry from the Philippines. This poem is actually the first time I tried to incorporate general knowledge from my academic background and put it into verse. And what came out was my attempt at queering global warming, if that makes sense. So let me read the poem to you now. It's called Under Permafrost. My distance from the surface is millions of years. With me are corpses and corpses of ferns and flowers. I have lived with death all my life. By heart, I am another world altogether. Against my cold exterior brushes a warm embrace, and I melt as slow as a glacier into the shape of a poem, an ocean around me, unforgiving. I know of humans who've proclaimed stripping me down upsets the order, yet this world breathes like their demand to change. In haste, the air is fever, hot breath. My frozen wasteland mistakes it for desire to peel me to my histories, and I succumb. The air goes on, ever in its heat. Eventually, when there are more corpses on the surface than survivors, I will be open, dead inside, millions of years behind and recognizing the sun as a concealing smile for rage. I would only ignite it further with spirits of decay, a methane in my heart, ice completely melted into a lyric of falling and rising waves. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Thomas Leonard Shaw. I was a fellow at the first LGBTQ National Writers Workshop. Tonight I'll be reading a poem called Remembering the Farm. I wrote it several years ago and it was part of my suite for the workshop. It's dedicated to my late father, who was a good man but a better father. Remembering the Farm. Here in the sunlight, the scenery dissolves into a man amongst dried up fruits, a cluster of apples, overripe pears, and berries from a farm across the sea closed down years ago. Here I imagine you sweeping a chimney. Picture ash floating in columns of gray, vanishing into the seamless skies of Hersham, enduring a season only you know. All these things I can only dream. Wallpapers yellow and crumbling, shattered teacups, broken plates, scattered glass. The irony of a home I envision as broken, a farmhouse grown destitute in longing. I have never visited. Maybe a signpost now lingers, a whisper of foreclosure, wood rotting alongside the sign's insides. The illusion that remains simply an illusion. Perhaps this has always been the story of my father. A traveling of distance, a click between phone call to receiver, a voice that echoes through memory before returning to a home not mine. Before the image disappears, I continue forward, stepping over remains, over broken fences, turned over wheelbarrows, parts that remain in place of the whole. Here I will point at the pitchfork by the gate. I see you in overalls, tossing hay under the sunlight. Alone, I recall your story of the fruit market, smiling at the image of abundance. In returning to the autumn that preludes winter, you return to me, a man before departure, before parting with the first of his families to be left behind. Thank you.